A lot of folks are taking advantage of the shelters that are open, so we want to get to Lindsey Sablan, who's at a Red Cross shelter at Timberline Church. Hi, Lindsey.
Hey guys, and we are out here. The sun is shining down. Right now there's not too much activity as far as people coming off the helicopters, but you can see behind me there's all kinds of activity of volunteers out here preparing for the people who are going to be arriving. Here's actually one of the city buses. What I'm being told is they're bringing in everyone off of Crispin Field where they're dropping off the helicopters and the Chinooks, and then they're taking them by school bus here to Timberline Church. And then there's a lot of people obviously who know or work in Longmont, Boulder area, and so what they're doing, or even Loveland area, is they're taking those city buses and then busing them down to Loveland if they need to get out there. You can see some movement right now. Yesterday, more than 400 people were rescued by air in Big Thompson Canyon. Today, they're hoping another 400 to 600 people will be rescued. We actually just talked to one gentleman who came off of Storm Mountain, and he was talking about just how bad the roads were there, and he was saying he got up early this morning and was airlifted out, and it looks like we're maybe seeing a few more people who are coming off of the Thompson Canyon and then first getting here at Timberline Church. And the way this process works is, as you can see, they get off the bus or the van and right away they're greeted with volunteers. The process just really streamlined. People take their 2 suitcases each that people are allowed to have. They talk with them, they see if their animals need any attention, and then they go inside where they can register on safeandwell.org. That is how they can let friends and family members know that we're here and we're doing okay. And then if they need to spend the night here, they can. Timberline can house close to, I think, 600 people is what I heard yesterday. So there's plenty of room. But like I mentioned, a lot of people don't need to spend the night here because they have friends and family members. And so then what they do is they just move them along the corner. You can't see it here, but you can see around the bend. And that is where the pickup point is for any family members or friends who want to come and get these people who are coming off of Big Thompson Canyon. Now, the sheriff was speaking a little bit earlier today, and what he was saying was just, he was on the airfield for about 3 hours yesterday, and what he expected was to see a lot of frustration from people because, hey, they've been stranded up there for now 5 days. But he said, really, people's spirits are really, really good. They're happy to be down and be safe and not stranded. But of course, it's also bittersweet because a lot of these people, like the gentleman I was just talking about who just got rescued off Storm Mountain, he said, I had water, I had power, my house was fine. The problem was there was just no road for me to leave my home. So of course, very bittersweet because they're having to pack up all their belongings for maybe months, some even saying a year, and come down when their house is completely intact. We asked him, do you plan on being down here for the long haul? And he said, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to be. He and his wife have 3 dogs, and right now they're looking for a hotel to stay here in Fort Collins or the Loveland area. But he said, we may even have to buy a house for the next year until we can really get back and forth up to our home on Storm Mountain. The other thing that the sheriff talked about this morning is there are some, of course, we all know, 34 in certain areas, especially from the Narrows going up a little bit, completely gone. That's mile marker 74.5 to 82 on US 34, that everyone knows that narrow stretch right there. That's where the road just completely went out, leaving people stranded. So we know 34 is a mess. So what we're hearing from the people who are up in the canyon that are now coming down is that they have been working since they could, since the rain stopped, or since at least they were able to go ahead and start building these pioneer roads, if you will. But it is a process because, as it was described to me yesterday by a Big Thompson firefighter who works as a volunteer, his name's Matt Charbonneau, was that imagine having these trail roads that are built for ATVs or hiking. They've got the boulders, they've got, all the greenery. And then imagine the river deciding, hey, I want to now take that route down that trail. And so what it's done is it's on either side of the trail, there's about 5 feet high. And then below that trail is gone. So they're literally having to, with whatever they have up there, take rocks and fill that trail back in, so hopefully they can drive down. And the route we're kind of hearing is Storm Mountain, and if you would head down to about Masonville roughly, it's not exactly right there, but kind of come all the way back down that way. There is one problem, and we've heard about this a couple times now. There is a property owner who does not want people coming to and from on her property, and of course with the volunteer firefighters saying yesterday. That was really frustrating for them because they were trying to get things back and forth. I asked Sheriff Justin Smith this morning, what can you do? And he said, obviously, if it's, trying to save a life, we can utilize some of our authority, practice some of our authority. But he said if it's just moving goods back and forth or people trying to get back up to their property to see it, that's where it becomes a little bit of a sticky situation because that property owner does have some rights. So of course, they've been up there for a couple days now. Tensions, I'm sure, are high up there and they're trying to figure it all out. But it sounds like from everyone that's coming down from the canyon that spirits are high and they're all just working really well as a community to make sure that they can figure things out up there. And the big thing, again, like I've been mentioning all this whole time, is just the road issue up there, guys.